Hey guys, guess what? It's time to do the Northstar. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the Northstar is back. In today's video, we're going to resurrect two projects. One of them being one that you've been asking about quite a bit, and that is the Cadillac Northstar. 2 years ago, we picked up one of these engines, and we gave it the moniker the GM Coyote. And that's because it shares a lot of similarities to the Coyote. They feature variable valve timing, a forged steel crankshaft, an aluminum head, aluminum block construction. The valve train is very similar to the Coyote, and they actually have a few things that are better than the Coyote. They feature a bed plate for the bottom end, which in theory should be stronger. The only thing that the Northstar lacks is it's an open deck. And there are many solutions to that problem, but with our first go around, we're gonna just run it as is and see if this thing has any capability at all. The most recent time that we talked about this engine, we had just finished our billet lower intake manifold. And it's time to get this thing mounted up into a chassis and get this thing running and onto the dyno. And that brings me to the second project that we are going to resurrect, and that is my dream car. Now, a lot of you probably don't know where the name Nivlac 57 comes from. Nivlac is just my name spelled backwards, but 57 stands for 57 Chevy, which is my all-time dream car. I have always wanted one of these. My dad sort of brainwashed me as a child. He used to get me Matchbox cars anytime he went to Texas. And I have always wanted myself a two-door 57 Chevy. We picked this car up about 4 to 5 years ago, and we said that it was going to be a longer term project. And it's time for us to do the project that I've been waiting a long time for, and that is this two-door 57 Chevy. Now, another thing that you guys who have been following the build for a while are going to notice is that we are no longer going to be running a twin turbo setup with the Northstar. The reason for that is we redesigned the intake manifold here, and I'm more of a single turbo guy, and it makes more sense to have a single turbo with this configuration. The reason that I like single turbos better is it's a lot less complicated for the turbo plumbing, and for me, I like it when the two banks merge together because you get a higher frequency noise from the exhaust. I'm hoping that this engine revs pretty high, so I'd like it to scream as loud as it can, so that is kind of the reasoning there. Another thing that you're going to notice is that the engine is set back very far in the chassis. And the reason for that is the suspension on these 57 Chevys is kind of intrusive to where the headers need to exist. In order to best deal with that problem, we found that it was best to send the engine rearward as much as possible in order to have space for the headers. And I'm happy to say that the headers that we have already fabricated for this engine will fit with some minor modifications to the frame, so we haven't lost any progress there. Additionally, setting the engine back this far is going to help with rear weight bias and allow us to get more traction since this will be a rear-wheel drive only car. Now, in order to do an engine setback of this type, it requires you to modify the firewall quite significantly. So let's go to some footage of that. Now, in the last video when we introduced the billet lower intake manifold, I talked about the possibility of running a sandwich plate style water to air intercooler. And Artec Performance has stepped up and sponsored us with what you see right here. Now, there's a lot of manufacturers that are offering intercoolers like this one, but what Artec brings to the table that is unique is they have quite a thick core, and they have really optimized the design to bring the water in and out of that core with as much volume as possible. So in theory, you should get better cooling because the water should be able to be better spread across the core, and the inlets and outlets are gigantic on this thing. So you should be able to shove quite a bit of liquid through this thing and keep those intake air temps as low as possible. Now don't worry guys, this 4200 is for demonstration purposes only. And something that I want to talk about next is engine management. Now with an engine like an LS, it only requires that you have two engine position sensor inputs. You have your crank sensor and you have your cam sensor. These two sensors are required for when you want to run the engine in sequential ignition and fuel. And when you add variable valve timing, it doesn't make it a whole lot more complicated depending on how many camshafts you have. So like with this 4200 that has variable valve timing on only one of the camshafts, it doesn't require any more engine position inputs, but it does require one output to activate the variable valve timing solenoid in order to change the phase of the camshaft. In the case of the Northstar, we have variable valve timing on 4 camshafts. So it requires a little bit more complication. We need 5 engine position sensor inputs and 4 digital outputs for those variable valve timing solenoids. And that brings me to what are we going to do for the ECU? And we're going to be running one of these. This is a Link G4X Extreme ECU, and this should more than have the capability of handling all of our I/O needs. My goal is to run the car with the variable valve timing on all 4 camshafts, sequential fire, ignition, and spark, and I'd also like to control the throttle body with this ECU as well. And hopefully there is enough I/O left on this thing that we might be able to do some more extreme stuff, such as an electronically controlled blow-off valve to maybe help spool the turbo, or maybe some other fun stuff. I'd really like to take this project and sort of push it to the next level and try some more science experiment type stuff. And with this Link ECU, that should be a breeze. So I'm very happy to have them on board. Make sure you guys go check out their products. Their products are a great bang for the buck. So links are in the description, go check them out. Now with any project, I think it is important to have a set of goals. Those could include a horsepower goal, an ET goal, or an event that you would like to get to. In the case of this project, I have one for all 3 of those. I would like this thing to go an 8 in the quarter mile, and that requires a certain level of horsepower. Now, I'm not going to go super lightweight with this car, so I'm expecting it to weigh right around 3,300 pounds with driver. And in order to go an 890 in the quarter, that is going to require right around 750 wheel horsepower. So that's my ET and horsepower goal. Now, the next one is, what do you want to do with it? For me, we're already signed up for the Six Smokies Drag and Drive event, which is taking place in Alabama and a few of the surrounding states. And my goal is to get this car to that event. That will really motivate me to work on the car, because at the time of this filming, we have right around 90 days until the start of that event. All right guys, we got a lot of work to get this thing ready for Six Smokies, so leave a like down below if you're excited to see more Northstar content. And until then, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gonna get back to work.
You want to say any other action things like, it's the North Star?
I already did that.
Or hang on. Go sit in the driver's seat.
Okay.
And
just
go
wait.
under the dash.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, it's the North Star. What do you want me to do?
And your head's going to be below it. And you're going to poke your head up and say, we're doing the North Star.
Hey guys, guess what? We're doing the North Star. You're funny. Hang on. All right, here we go. I gotta get lower. All right, am I out?
Yeah, you're good.
Hey guys, guess what? It's time to do the North Star. Blah, 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 blah. Hey guys, guess what? It's time to do the North Star.
One more time.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Hey guys, guess what? It's time to do the North Star.
All right.
Gotta make me look like a goofball.
Okay, move your right hand up to your knee or something. There you go. That's good. Okay. Action.
Hey guys! Oh, my microphone fell. I'm gonna have to put a bunch of these bloopers at the end, huh?
Hey, your right arm's in the
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Hey guys, guess what? It's time to do the North Star.